Gabba Gabba, hey, Drunken Cock fans. This is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. And we're here to announce that you have found and stumbled upon our show. We're very happy to have you. If you found this on podcast platforms, you will be sorely disappointed in the magic entertainment. However, the video will be uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. Remember, this show is an adult show, contains adult content. Have fun, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I am, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. You've stumbled upon the Drunken Under Quarantine Show tonight. This is Collen, G-Dubs, and I had a lot's going on. It's been an interesting week. Let's go, Brandon. Rap song on iTunes. We got a whole lot to talk about, and that's not even something we're going to talk about because we got so much to talk about. It's been a hell of a week. Let's get the show on the road.
Show me your tits. This is a weird show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, as presented to you by the Woolen Comedy Club. Welcome back. It's episode 25, featuring just us hosts. Unfortunately, Matt Vito was originally scheduled for this program, but wasn't able to make it. He will make it up. He'll be on around Thanksgiving. But we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, welcoming to our stage, my man, my brother, my comrade, a dude that's always there for me, a man who makes me look good on camera, which is pretty impressive because I look fucking awful on camera. Please welcome to our spotlight stage, Mr. G.W. Foley. Oh, that one.
What is up, motherfuckers?
Woo! Woo!
Yes. The alert came on my phone. We are live on YouTube. It's Wednesday night. I'm drinking some brewski, having a good time. I'm really pissed off. Super fucking pissed off. My car has been in the shop for a total of 2 fucking weeks. And I called them today because they said it'd be ready yesterday. And I called them and I'm like, hey, where's my car? And they're like, oh, the part that we ordered had a busted part to it, so we had to get a new one, and it will be here tomorrow. And I'm like, that is not good enough. He said on the phone, oh, I meant to call you yesterday. I'm like, but you didn't, did you? Because that's why I'm calling you now. Where the fuck is my Jeep? I've met the guy. He looks like he took too many hits in football practice, if you know what I mean. Maybe he's got a couple concussions. Not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. Back in the day, we would have called him the R word, which isn't fair to all the R words out there. How hard is it to pick up a phone and call somebody and say, hey, I'm sorry, this process is going to be delayed due to unforeseen circumstances? But no. Oops, I meant to call you yesterday, too. Fucking jagoff. I hope he watches this, too. And he knows that I'm talking about him. Because I'm pissed. I even asked, I'm like, all right, can I at least get a total of, how much it's going to cost me? No, but I can tell you tomorrow. I'm like, that is never a good sign. If you go to a mechanic and be like, oh, well, how much work have you guys done? How much is it going to cost? But no, none of that. And the worst part is they're the only dealership that works on Jeeps in my area. Like in order, like I would have to go to Middlebury to get it worked on to for the nearest Jeep dealership. But yeah, that fucking sucks. I've been having a feeling lately that I need to get out of the house more. I find myself walking around in circles, just going, I should be doing something, but I'm not doing it, and I don't know what to do with myself. Like I'm thinking, like I should go for a walk, and then I'm like, but that's exercise, and everyone knows exercise is bad for you. Look at like Jack Valane, like motherfucker, like pulled school buses and shit, and he had a heart attack. So you can't tell me the two aren't related. I had breakfast with a good friend of mine, friend of the show, Nick Grandchamp, and we went out to breakfast, which was great. It's been a long time since I've been social with people, so I had a great time to sit there. We talked about music and comedy and all the things that we're into, and he got me a gift, and that gift is right here, a NoFX record.
Nice.
I thought that was super awesome of him, and I'm really happy for it. The one problem was I don't have a fucking record player. There's no way like I have a fucking turntable or anything in my fucking apartment. And he's like, well, that just means you need to get one now. They got some really cheap ones for good prices. And I was thinking about it, going, yeah, okay. So I ran it by the missus, and she's like, no, we're not doing that. So my heart broke. So that piece of vinyl will never get played, and it will stay wrapped up. And it will be a conversation piece. Someone could be like, GW, why do you have this record that you don't use? Like, because I'm pussy whipped. That's why. My wife tells me to do something or don't do something, and I don't do it. Because I know what is good for me. I like having sex. Sex is great, and she is the only person that I can have sex with. So I have to do what she says. She basically has me by the balls. Which I think that's marriage in general. It is like the guy just will take his nuts. Oh, look, see? Take his nuts, pop them off, and just be like, here, honey, these are yours now. I don't need them. I don't understand cheating. Like I can't wrap my head around it. Because I don't get, like, is there a thrill to it? I mean, if you're not getting any, just jerk off like any other self-respecting man. That's why God gave you two hands. Just fucking jerk it. Just fucking. That's what I do. Once a day, whether I like it or not. Right before my midday nap. That's how I stay healthy. That's my exercise for the day. Like, you know, you're out of shape when, like, your heart starts racing once you're jerking off. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have a fucking 100 beats per minute heartbeat right now, but I am. And look at these guns because of it. That right there, that is from jerking off, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for my time. My throat's killing me. That's all I got. So let's turn it over to Collen and see how he's doing.
Where it's at. I got 2 turntables and a microphone. Where it's at. I got 2 turntables and a microphone. That's 2 more microphones and 2 more turntables the GW has. Where it's at. Broadcasting live from the Woolen Comedy Club, huh? How about that shit?
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, irony.
Oh, the time.
Irony. Let's see if he comes back.
Colin, are you there?
Oh, that's too funny. That is too funny.
I repeat, Comedy Clubber, do you need assistance? Oh, man. Do I just leave it up to the amount of time a set would be?
Yeah. All right,
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
We're back.
Oh.
Oh, Sean, calm it down. Oh, the beautiful assistant. Apparently, those 2 tables were so expensive you couldn't afford Wi-Fi.
Apparently, I can't smack my phone. I got 2 turntables and I can't smack my phone. That's the name of the song. Brought to you in part by AT&T. I'm hotspotting this motherfucker. How we doing?
Woo.
GW, no one ever wants to see you pretend to masturbate. Actually, either in reality or fictionally. I know this is a Halloween episode, but let's try not to scare everybody here. Feel like I'm at least a week into shooting a new show for HGTV. And for those of you who haven't heard this idea, basically there's too many of these home renovation shows are, the tone they take is a little too light, It's not realistic, The shows are like, welcome back to this old house. As you can see, this old house needs a lot of work, so we're going to go ahead and get right to it. We're going to rip out these old countertops. We're going to revamp this and go ahead and get this kitchen back to its former glory. I want a show that shows real people from New England, real people from Bridgewater. That's the home renovation show we deserve. Guy comes on television and he's like, welcome back to another exciting episode of This Old Whore. As you can see right here, we've got, this old girl's been rode hard to put away wet, so we're going to go ahead and slap some lipstick on that old pig and see if we can bring her back to her former glory days. Stay tuned to This Old Whore. I saw that Colin Powell died. I always liked him because his name was kind of like mine. There's not a lot of Collins out there, so you'll take a Collen, and you'll see yourself in that man, even if that is a decorated war general who's black. You still think, hey, that's a win for the Collins out there, But Colin Powell's dead. And it was funny because I just recently tried to watch the movie W with Josh Brolin playing W. And it's interesting because Josh Brolin doesn't really do a W dialect. He just kind of talks like himself, He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm George W. Bush, the decider. And the guy who plays Dick Cheney is unbelievable. Looks just like him. Sounds just like him. He kind of looks like, kind of like the squirrely sort of, I'm Dick Cheney. Yeah. And then Jeffrey Wright played Colin Powell, the guy from the Bond films. But the way he did Colin Powell sounded like the guy who narrated the Gargoyle films. It was like it was so dramatic. And there's a scene where they're like deciding to go to war with Afghanistan or Iraq or one of these countries we decided to go to war with indefinitely. And he's sitting there, and Bush is like, "So it's just thing. I guess we're gonna have to go to war." And Dick Cheney's like, figuring the whole thing. He's like, "Yes, we're gonna go to war because that's where the oil is, the oil reserves." And then Jeffrey Wright of Colin Powell was like, "So when are we going to leave the Middle East?" And Dick Cheney's like, "We're not. We're never going to. We're never going to do that." Little did they know Joe Biden would. Oh, Biden pulled the plug. But I feel like that didn't really sound like Colin Powell. Jeffrey Wright, like it was like gargoyles. It was like the way he said it. It was like very, very like dramatic. And I think things are getting better in Hollywood. I mean, there's a lot of criticism, but it's getting better because like you look at a film like Anaconda, right? That was made, and the guy who played the main Brazilian tour guide was John Voight. John Voight. He's the whitest actor in Hollywood, and they tried to cast him as a Brazilian. Like there was a casting process where John Voight walked in, and someone was just like, kind of looks Brazilian to me, And he's like on camera trying to do his like Brazilian accent, where he's like, "We're going to go deep into the jungle." And you just know if that was happening today, someone would be like, "We're going to get fired for this." We're going to get sued. I feel like I have an interesting family, because I have a large family. And I have family on all over the place, I have some family that's like Fortune 500, and I have some family that's Daytona 500. Just all over the place. Told the 9/11 joke this past weekend. For those of you who weren't here to see that bomb, it was really bad. For 20 years, my advice has been like, don't tell a joke about 9/11. And then this past weekend, I was like, you know what? I'll tell a joke that's about the mental health of 9/11 victims. And it was still terrible. It was still terrible. I was trying to think of like how I could make a funny 9/11 joke. And the only way that it might be possible if I set it up in the pretext of like Donald Trump trying to give a 9/11 speech where Donald Trump's just like a total narcissist, and he's like giving the speech, and he's like, "Look, 9/11, a terrible day. We all know, horrible day. But frankly, I've had worse days, okay? I have had worse days than 9/11. Let's be honest, we all have. But it was a very bad day. And, and even that, I think, that they say never forget. I think I should just forget trying to do this. I think that never forget thing is bullshit. I think I should completely forget. I think the slogan for 9/11 now should just be forget. Just forget it, Colin. There is, please, for the love of God. I think it's interesting. David Beckham is such a good-looking athlete, huge modeling career, huge athletic career. Never got into acting, and it's strange because you'd be like, why hasn't David Beckham ever been in a film? And you realize just it's the way he sounds when he talks, Like the second David Beckham opens his mouth, he's just like, "Hi, I'm David Beckham. Hi, how are you? David Beckham." And it's like, that like if I had his type of money and I look like him, I would hire like a voice and speech instructor and be like, like, I don't need to tell you what I want to sound like. It's Jason Statham. Because the second like David Beckham like stop sounding like this, I started sounding a bit more like this. And David Beckham will be the biggest fucking star in Hollywood. But he doesn't because he sounds like this. So it's like a very hard like sale. It's like he's good looking, he's athletic, he's rich. Yeah, but I talk like this. So it's just like he's never gonna go anywhere. I appreciate you all suffering through that with me. It's nice sometimes that I'm not suffering alone. I'm causing all of you to suffer as well at home. I'm gonna keep this thing moving right along. Our next performer is the reason we come together every week to do the show. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, your host, Hickory, the Drunk and Underwhelming.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I hope you guys had as much of a fun at the show on Saturday as I did, just going out there and ruining everything. I will say the highlight of the show was the wonderful old gentleman to the side of the stage. I wanted to read a couple comments before we got into this. There were some really good ones earlier. Jason, of course, said, "What's up, motherfuckers?" That's GW's tagline on the show now, and I love it. Jason also said, "At least you're getting some, Foley. Hand or not." I agree. Sean earlier said, comic down when Collen Scarum got out. I thought that was pretty good. Nick said, and just like that, Collen did the disappearance. Look out, Kyle. There's new magician. Yes, my number one magic trick is I don't leave when people want me to. I don't vanish when the time is right. It's always when the time's not right. Sean said, I'm learning new techniques from Foley. I think he was talking about
my jerk technique.
That's right. This was a good one. Sean also said, Colin, if you drive a truck, you are a semicolon. Yeah, that's a good pun. The colon reference. And he also said, does anyone know if Colin Powell has been jabbed? Yes, fully vaccinated. For whatever reason, that was a main headline, that he was fully vaccinated and died of complications with COVID, what I come to understand. Anyways, let's cut over to camera B. I couldn't decide this week whether I wanted to do a card trick, which I fucked up really good at the show and it was a lot of fun, or I want to do a coin trick. So I figured I'd do a combination of both. So here I got three 50-cent pieces. Now I'm going to put those into the cup, all fair like. And what we're going to do is, G-Dubs, I'm going to go through and select a card, and I'm going to be willing to bet that I can find your card. And if I don't, you're going to get the 3 50-cent pieces, which might mean this show is costing me more than most. But, there's a price associated with fame.
I'll take $1.50 from you.
So I'm just going to riffle down through. And if you'd like to say stop, whenever you'd like to say stop, we're good. Ready?
Yeah. Stop.
Right out there. Okay, I'm just going to give you a peek at this one. I'm not actually going to... Nope. I got two there. Goodness Christ. I didn't want to give it away on myself.
Okay.
You got her?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give a couple cuts. Nothing too fancy. And a quick little shuffle. And I'm going to do the old magician thing, and I'm going to make your card rise to the top. Ready? There's a little... And that was your card.
No.
Fuck. Okay, here, let's try this again. Oh, I might be losing $1.50 tonight. That'd be wonderful. The show's budget keeps climbing. And G-Dubs, you picked the Joker.
No, I did not.
Okay. I'll one up this trick, and I will actually go through and show you that I'm pretty sure that wasn't it, right? Is that it?
No.
Okay. That in fact your card is no longer in the deck.
No, it's not.
I'm correct? Okay. So we'll move on to the second piece now that the card trick portion is finished, and we'll move into the coin part and see if the coins are still inside the cup, which they are. Unfortunately, there's still 1, 2, 3 coins in there, but there's also a card. So let's set those down. Make sure the show will stand completely clean. G-dubs.
Holy shit.
Is that your card, my friend? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys being here. This is a lot of fun. I love Wednesday nights, and I miss you guys until we get there. Except I saw you both Saturday, which is phenomenal on its own. And a side note to the viewers out here: if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go do it because I'm at $4.99, and I'd love to hit 500 tonight. That would make me happy. But without further ado, we got a whole shitload of topics to get into tonight. So we're gonna do that jargon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, almost got it right this time. That would have been too good. Too good. Welcoming AOC to the panel. I don't know what she's crying about this time, but Collen will be down there soothing her tears away. I hope you guys had a great midweek. This week has been a crazy week. There's been a lot going on. So we'll get right into the first topic of the night. G-Dubs found this one. How the drunk is this news? Alabama football cuts song by Walker Hayes from in-stadium playlist. I know we don't cover a lot of sports on the channel. I think that's because none of us are really sports guys. Other G-Dubs a little bit. You have a couple favorite teams, but
I like
other
baseball.
than
That's about it.
And Collen's favorite sports are General Mills. That's his team. For those who don't know, fuck Post. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, we found this story. Apparently, Alabama football has cut Walker Hayes' fancy leg from its in-stadium playlist. Even though this gentleman is a fan of Alabama football and also a native Alabamian, he got shit on by their football team. They said this was from tasteofcountry.com, the most reputable news source we could find. The University of Alabama has no love for the state's native son, Walker Hayes, looking to re-energize a fan base criticized for lacking pep. The Crimson Tide's athletic director cut, quote, fancy like from the playlist that plays in stadiums during home football games. Tide 100.9 in Tuscaloosa shares that Greg Byrne personally listened to the playlist that was being used and chose to cut 2 songs. The first, Maroon 5's Moves Like Jagger, which I just want to say, would that have been on your guys' list to remove from a playlist for a football?
No, man.
No?
Just a girl shaking her ass. I got moves like Jagger. I got moves like Jagger. It looks like I'm taking 2 dicks at once.
Sean, pay attention to the technique. You could learn something here. Collen, would that have been a song you would have cut from the football playlist?
The song I would have cut is the song "I Won't Back Down" by Tom Petty, because that song really, I've never heard this song, whatever he calls it, "Baby I Like It When You Shake Your Ass" or whatever this new song is this guy wrote. But the old songs, "Won't Back Down," I can't do it. It's like listening to a Journey. Don't Stop Believing. If there's ever ever a song I need to just check out from this world, that's what I'm going to put on.
That's a good point. But to clarify the confusion, we were talking about Moves Like Jagger was cut from the list. That was not Hunter Walker Hayes' new song. His new song is called Fancy Like. I don't know if you've heard that one, but it's actually got it. Not that I really like his style of country, but like I give the guy props because at least he writes his own music, which is like a big deal as a country artist. And this song is kind of funny. It's actually a play on how trashy they are, because the lines are like, "We're fancy like date night at Applebee's" and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we used to call it the stanky leg. It's interesting now to see these kids trying to spice it up and get a little bit more fancy at the Applebee's. But we were stank legging, and the parking lot behind the Applebee's. Make no mistake.
We got a. I'll continue reading here. Wrong one. That one. We're not going to play that one again, and we're not going to play the Applebee's song. We figured those two things are out, Burns revealed at a recent Tuscaloosa Chamber of Commerce luncheon per Tide 100.9. The Applebee's song is, of course, Fancy Like Hayes' genre-busting hit from 2021. It's been a #1 hot country song for most of the summer, and it's in the top 5 Billboard's country airplay chart in just 13 weeks, a relative finger snap. I guess this thing's moved slow on the charts. Adam Levine led Maroon 5 of Roots in Los Angeles. Nobody gives a shit about them. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that this football team decided to shit on one of their hometown guys that are doing actually doing well right now. It made me wonder how he felt. It would be like if Woodstock football was like, fuck that Collen Doyle movie. We really fuck that short film that G.W. Foley made, or fuck the
you sound like you're surprised, Hickory.
That's true.
I
was a little bit.
I would say I would not be surprised if people from my high school said "fuck G.W. Foley." And that was over 20 years ago.
That's fair. Dwayne's comment says, "Can I lead a snide comment?" Yes, you can, Dwayne. Please do. They might. I don't know.
I'm going to tell GW, fuck him right now.
Yeah.
Dwayne said, "The show is good for several months. You can't tell me people that are busy and don't tune in." No, we do get viewers. We're streaming to 3 different platforms, Dwayne. And we actually pick up quite a few views on the replays. Nick said, "I feel I like big butts and I cannot lie." Fair enough, Nick. That's a mighty damn fine argument, my friend. Dwayne said, "Modern country is country music. So soft. Goddamn you, Taylor Swift." I agree.
There's a great song from Shooter Jennings called "Put the O Back in Country."
Oh, that's really funny. See, I like clever wordplay in my songs. Nick said, "Let's go, Brandon," but the original way. We got. I got sent this. I got to share this. This was sent from Jason. Thank you for sending this into the show. This was sent for us to watch. I hope it doesn't get us a copyright strike or anything. But he sent this. G-Dubs might be interested in this product, so we gotta pull this up real quick. Oh, let me pull up the audio. Sorry. God, this guy's excited.
He's such a cracker.
Well, his internet fame name is Ginger Billy. So yeah, he's actually
Ginger Billy to me.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty famous internet dude. But let's check out and see what he's got to say.
Y'all check this out. I was shopping online, right? And I found this soap. But this ain't no regular soap, okay? This is soap specifically made to clean a man's wiener. It's called Grope on a Rope. And look at it. It is shaped just like a darn hand. So that way when you go to get in the shower, you can take this bad boy and you can slide it on up down there and clean that joystick, if you know what I'm saying. But I ain't gonna lie, that's a big old hole right there. This has got to be like a large. I'm gonna at least need a small. Maybe extra small.
What did it?
License and registrations, please.
Oh, good Lord. It just started more videos. God, I hate Facebook. Anyway. Sorry. G-Dubs, interest in the product? Again, extra small?
Yeah, once again, that hole is way too big. Like, whose wiener is that big? That especially it was. Ah,
The way it says need a dwarf hand soap. I want one that looks like an elf, with like a green hand. That would really do it for me. I don't
that
know,
would
something
go with
about
my flashlight.
this is good. Dwayne said Maury, the lie detector said GW Foley. That's a lie. Lol. I don't know if he was talking about the hole being too big or what. Maybe that was a compliment.
I don't think so.
Jason said he's a comedian. Yeah.
Aren't
Ginger
they
Billy
all?
does. Ginger Billy does some funny stuff. Nick said he has a lot of good videos. I actually am guilty of watching one. He did one with Earl Dibbles Jr., who is the Granger Smith's I don't know, alter ego. Jason said Shaq might need one that big. That's fair. That is fair. I don't know. I don't know, man. Though, you really think a guy that big has a dong that fits his body? I just can't believe it. Maybe he does.
If you have money like Shaq, you could probably get someone to wash your wiener for you. You don't need a bar of soap.
This is true.
Because I'm fancy like Shaq's dick at an Applebee's.
Getting served up hot and a grilled cheese. We're moving right into the next one. This is Say It Ain't So. Award-winning female crime author is really just 3 dudes.
We have a chance, guys.
Yeah, this was an interesting story right here. Carmen Mola, female thriller writer, awarded biggest cash prize in literature. Turns out to be 3 men. They said, quote, "We didn't hide behind a woman. We hid behind a name." So the backstory is that these 3 dudes right here are an award-winning female author that just penned a book called The Beast. They say Carmen Mola, the pseudonym Spanish female writer of crime thrillers, has been revealed to be 3 middle-aged men. I'm going to pronounce these names wrong. Agustin Martinez, Jorge Diaz, and Antonio Mercero.
Good job.
Thanks. I actually felt like I did all right there. That was wild. Revealed that their identity while receiving the 2021 Planeta Award and a check of 1 million euros. Holy shit. The group of men won the prize for a book titled The Beast, which is a historic thriller set during the cholera epidemic in 1834. During an interview with Spanish newspaper El País, Mercero claimed that the men didn't hide behind a woman. We hid behind a name. I don't know if a female pseudonym would sell more than a male one. I don't have the faintest idea, but I doubt it, he added. The 3 men, worked as screenwriters under their real names prior to writing together under the pseudonym Carmen Mola. They have previously worked on the TV series Central Hospital and Blind Date. What a weird combination of shows that is. As per Financial Times, Diaz, Carmen Mola is not like all the lies we've been telling a university professor. We're 3 friends who one day 4 years ago decided to combine our talent, tell a story, he said after winning the prize. Carmen Mola was said by the men's publishers Penguin Random House to be the pseudonym of a female writer born in Madrid. Mola was also described as a 40-something mother of 3 who worked as a professor while writing crime thrillers in her spare time. I felt like I wanted to ask you about this, Colin, because this seems far more in your realm of ghostwriting and it relates to the film industry as well. Are you shocked when this kind of stuff happens, or is this just kind of like I've seen worse?
Well, I think that's what's interesting about this is, if they assumed a writer's name. If you assigned a gender to that name, shame on you. Names don't have genders. Even though the name was Donna McDonough. I mean, is this kind of like a Milli Vanilli when they're on stage, and all of a sudden the white women in the back that are singing for them, it cuts out? Kind of. It's a little reminiscent. But I would say, great job finding 3 men that were literate and putting them together to work on this. And, all good things come to an end, I guess.
What do you think, G-Dubs?
I wish I spoke or read Spanish better.
Although they did say that they're going to be like translated into like 11 languages, and I'm pretty sure they're working on a TV show based on one of their books.
Good, because I wasn't interested before because it was a female writer, and we know how horrible they are. I mean, look at 50 Shades of Grey. That thing was a piece of shit.
I joke that they saw a lot of complaints that were like, these men are using a woman's name to get ahead, and I'm like, that kind of dismantles the theory about male privilege, right?
Yeah.
like if you could take a female's name and sell more books, then you don't really have a male privilege in the writing industry, I suppose. I don't know.
If anything, they would be earning less money because they're using a woman's name.
Exactly. They're only going to make 73 cents on the dollar or whatever. It's oh yeah, you got some brick. Watch out, G-Dubs. There's some brick in that can. We got some good comments for that one. Dwayne said in 2021 is calling someone ginger. It's like the new N-word. Ginger makes me cringe.
As a ginger, I fucking hate it. I think it's stupid.
Oh, okay. Jason said you guys are fucking awesome. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Nick said, do they make it for bunnies? Are you talking about the soap, Nick?
Yes.
No, is that the size you need, or do you actually want one for the rabbit? That would be kind of strange. I guess it would be good for cleaning the rabbits that I pull out of my hat, though. Dwayne said, I hope they write the new 50 Shades movie. Yeah, it might be watchable at that point. That would be good. Innies, not bunnies. So he said, do they make it for innies? I don't know if you would want a giant piece of soap like that in an innie, Nick. That's a cute way of phrasing it, though. Dwayne said pen name. Yes, that's common. Sean said, that's why I think Bruce Jenner costume for Halloween would be acceptable. We dress up like dead people all the time. Well played, Sean. That would be a good costume. We'll move right into the next one. This one could get a little heavy, but the tragedy of a treadmill that's delayed. Let's talk about the coming tragedy of tractors that farmers can't afford. So over the on Tuesday during a press conference, our esteemed press secretary, I just pulled this up for a quote. She made a joke about the supply chain issues being, quote, the tragedy of the treadmill that's delayed. To which I said, this lady has no idea what's going on right now. Because this is what's going on. Supply chain shortage is driving up prices. Farmers are worried it could grow worse. You see what they did there with the word grow? There's some writing. I wonder if Carmen Moza was on this article. Joel Everett said he was astounded when a lightly used 2009 John Deere tractor sold at his last auction in Strawberry Point, Iowa, for tens of thousands of dollars more than it cost fresh off the production line more than a decade ago. Bought new for $109,000. The tractor sold for $143,000 at auction. He said, "It's not an isolated incident," said Everett, who runs Joel's Tractor and Auction since 1992. Which go check them out. I guess they're making a killing right now. Used tractors. A lot of farm equipment, particularly used tractors, is selling for 30 to 50% more than it was 2 years ago as an auction house. It's been unreal, Everett said. One last sale was the biggest dollar sale we ever had, and we're going to have another one in 3 to 4 weeks. It's going to blow that one away. Quality farm equipment is getting hard to find amid the supply chain shortage. Many farmers and experts said its scarcity is driving up prices and raising questions about whether farmers' harvests in next year's planting season could be affected. Some farmers are concerned that the shortage could grow worse after 10,000 John Deere workers went on strike last week. The company had reported record profits this year, and the United Auto Workers Union member walked off the job at 14 manufacturing plants when it refused to raise wages above 6%. It's got us worried for sure, said Eric Hopkins, the senior vice president of Hundley Farms, which boasts 20,000 acres, mostly vegetables in Central Florida. They're already low on inventory and parts right now. A strike is only going to exacerbate things, make it worse. If it lasts for a while, not only will they not have new tractors, but when you have a breakdown and there's no parts, your tractor's just going to sit there and not be able to harvest or plant a crop. And I would say that's terrifying, my friends. When we're talking about tractors, farmers having a hard time finding the equipment to properly grow your food. Fuck. G-Dubs, what'd you think?
I as a fat guy, I personally wish the farmers all the luck in the world, because I need my food. And quite frankly, I think we should get some scabs at the John Deere plant.
Not a bad idea. A couple comments in there. Jason, when I said our press secretary said she's a dumb ginger. Jason said just like arcade pinball machines. Nick says COVID prices on Marketplace and look at the stupid stuff posted for a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah. Dwayne said the shit has not hit the fan yet. I agree. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
It's very close to hitting the fan.
I would say so. Especially when you're having a hard time sourcing farm equipment. That seems mildly terrifying.
The thing is what is shocking to me is like you can spend so much money on farm equipment right now. Like you can spend, say, $80,000 on the tractor, and say that tractor is 67 horsepower for 80 grand. Then you go to get like haying equipment and equipment for that. They'll say that they want you to have over 100 horsepower. So now you need a tractor that's over 100 horsepower. Well, a tractor over 100 horsepower is $120,000 to $150,000. So now they want you to have a $150,000 tractor plus all this equipment. They want you to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like back in the day, people used to farm with a fucking McCart Farmall or a Ford 8-end or these small tractors that were only like 12 horsepower, and somehow they were able to hay with those. But now what they've done is they've made it all of your equipment that attaches to tractors requires a much larger motor. So over the years, they've systematically priced out the everyman who just has a small operating tractor. You have a small tractor, you can't do shit with it on an industrial farming scale.
Oh, yeah.
Where back in the day, a Ford 8-end, people used those to farm all day long. They farmed hard with those.
Jason said most of it's fake as well. I agree, Jason. We live in some of the fakest fucking time that's ever existed, and it's amazing to watch. Nick said, didn't the government this summer tell the farmers they had to cut down crops or they were going to be fined? I did see stories about that, but I guess I never looked into it deep enough to know if that was a thing that actually happened or just stories that were written. I do know that last year we had an awful crop season with a hurricane out west destroying like almost 1 billion acres of corn. I remember that from last year because that was a pretty big deal. Sean said, I never thought Hickory's podcast on infected would be educational. Are you conflating my content, Sean? That's awesome. I do play the infected. I post those videos. They're at noon, Monday through Friday on my channel. Speaking of my channel, I'm at 499 subscribers. If you're not subscribed to the Drunken Underwhelming channel, please go over there so I can celebrate 500 by the end of the show, because that would be fucking wonderful.
Everyone gets a blowjob if he hits.
That's 500. Right. That's right. Potato Head over here will be doling them out. He's got to put in his work, make sure he's worth his keep. Anything else on farming before we move into the next one?
Farm hard.
Amen. I wish the farmers the best of luck, because without them, we're kind of fucked.
We're fucked anyways, guys. Let's be honest.
That's a good point. Dwayne said comedians have the sharpest minds. I'd like to think so. But I'm a magician, so what the fuck would I know? Nick said it's a bad year for potatoes. That wouldn't surprise you.
Bad year for potatoes. Wicked bad year for potatoes. No doubt about it.
Oh, laddie.
Oh, laddie.
That's right. We're at the potato famine 2.0.
Wicked potato famine. That's actually what we're calling it. Is Great fucking Bridgewater potato famine is what it is.
Colin,
Right
I'm feeling bad for your family already. How are you guys gonna make it through?
We're gonna take boats and boats to Woodstock.
They're gonna have to start eating rice or something. It's gonna be weird. There's gonna be a big cultural shift.
It's going to be the Great Irish Rice Famine. What it is.
Colin's family dynamic's gonna change a lot this year with the potato famine.
His eye side of the family is gonna take over.
Jason said a magical one. Nick said, and weed. Really, Nick? I assumed it would have been, well, I guess it was really, really up in the Northeast. It was super damp early on, which would have ran into some molding issues then. But I felt like it might have been all right because the first hard frost hasn't happened, and it's October 20th. So we've had a fairly decent late season. But then again, I don't know. Sean said Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I think he wanted Colin to say that in the Irish accent.
Mary and Joseph.
Oh, that was totally great. Thank you, Sean. Oh, great idea. We're going to move right to the next one, which is just mildly fucking crazy. And I was wondering if it's true, but I feel like I read a story about this like 3 months ago and assume it might be. This is New York Post. The administration found a new way to deal with the immigration crisis. From the New York Post, we got Biden secretly flying underage migrants into New York in the dead of night. This happened to Tennessee a couple months ago. I remember it was a story and it didn't really get any coverage. But New York Post says plane loads of underage migrants are being flown secretly into suburban New York in an effort by President Biden's administration to quietly resettle them across the region, the Post has learned. Charter flights originate in Texas, where the ongoing border crisis has overwhelmed local immigration officials and have been underway since at least August, according to sources familiar with the matter. Last week, the Post saw 2 planes land at the Westchester County Airport, where most of the passengers who got off appeared to be children's and teens. Children's? I just said children's. I apologize. Children and teens, with a small portion appearing to be men in their 20s. Westchester County cops stood by as the passengers whose flight arrived at 10:49 p.m. Wednesday. It's a little too much information, guys. Let's get to the point. Some of them were later seen meeting with relatives or sponsors in New Jersey or being dropped off at a residential facility on Long Island. A post-analysis of online flight tracking data suggests that around 2,000 of the underage migrants have arrived at the airport outside White Plains on 21 flights since August 8th. Records show some of the planes touched down between midnight and 6:30 a.m. When a voluntary curfew is in effect, with 2 arriving from Houston at 2:13 a.m. and 4:29 a.m. on August 20th. The clandestine nature of the operation raises questions about how the White House is dealing with a recent surge in unaccompanied minors. The most recent figures from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection show that just during July and August, 37,805 unaccompanied minors were caught entering from the U.S. from Mexico, sometimes after being abandoned by professional smugglers known as the Coyotes. Video shows some children dropped over the border wall or abandoned in remote areas, but these are photos of border people crossing into getting off the plane in New York. It just surprised me that this was not a bigger news story. It seems like one of those things, or maybe we're at a point where nobody cares.
Well, when I heard this story, my first thought is, where is Jeffrey Epstein when you need him?
Mine too. Mine too.
He would have been so much more efficient about this.
I mean, for God's sakes, the guy had his own planes, he had his own boats, he had his own homes and islands. He was the master at smuggling illegal minors into this country, and look at what he got him, and now Biden, God bless him, he's sniffing the kids' hairs and he's trying to get it in here, but not like Epstein could have.
The only thing that I can say is thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Obama. Are you happy now?
Yeah, Obama's third term is going super well. Dwayne said back about the last one, farmers don't have enough workers, can't afford gas for the tractor, then parts for the tractors. About to be hunger and Squid Games. Yes, let's hope some people know how to grow their own food and hunt. And hopefully you guys and everybody at home has a couple supplies for if something goes south. Sean says, sound like a new group of recruits for Epstein and company. Yes. Especially if you're of the conspiracy mind that Epstein didn't actually kill himself. I mean, I joke because everybody knows Epstein killed himself. But if you were to believe that there was a body plant and somehow he's still alive, he'd be the man for the job. This might be one of the few times I'd be like, maybe you should ask his opinion.
I would say he didn't kill himself, but he is dead.
Yes.
I would venture to say he didn't kill himself and he isn't dead. He's smuggling children in from Latin America for Joe Biden.
Dwayne said,
I know an Epstein plane when I see one, and that is Epstein, okay? It's got it all over it.
Dwayne said these immigrants will be in Democratic cities. Every 4 years they have new votes, and Hispanics multiply like they're Catholics. Maybe, Dwayne, but to be honest, they don't need to vote. People who don't live here legally count on the census, which means Electoral College and House of Representatives are based on general population. Texas and California both have enough non-citizens living in their states to give them both each an extra Electoral College vote and an extra House seat. I think that might be changing for California with the exodus from last year, but I can't remember quite. They said, Dwayne said, Epstein is making Kelly's cell comfortable. I'm not exactly sure. Nick said, farmersonly.com. Let's support the farmers. Yeah, I agree. Let's get all of the actors from this old whore out there and we can help them at least fix up their barns or something. That would be a great way to pay it forward. And maybe we can get some of them old whores out there, help us, make sure these farmers aren't too sore from riding the tractor all day. How many actors and how many movies have characters died in the movie, not in real life? Sean, like a shitload? I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, I need to screen these better. How many actors and how many movies?
Sean.
Almost
I
all of
don't
them.
understand the question. I think the question is basically saying how many actors have died in a movie in real life. And I would say like Bruce Lee Jr., right? Isn't that his name? Jet Li? I can't remember.
I don't know. A lot of people to produce Faces of Death. That's.
Everyone
I don't know
died
if
in that
you.
movie.
I don't know if you consider that a movie, though. You know, it's more of just a content of awful home video.
Yeah.
Jason said he's hiding in Biden's basement. Dwayne said, I'm from New York City. I know the hustle. Nick said it was the butler in the library with a hand-shaped bar of soap. And Sean said, no, my point was, would it have been easily been able to fake Jeffrey Epstein's death? Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Okay, so his point was that how many times have you seen somebody die on screen when it's just an actor and they're perfectly fine? You know? So I mean, probably wouldn't be that hard to...
What was strange, though, is that he died and he had a bar of soap that looked like a fist around his cock. That was what was confusing about the situation.
Which I'm just going to say, every time I'm trying to hang myself with a paper sheet, I usually have a bar of soap shaped like a hand around my unit. Nick said, or the house painter with the sprayer on the front lawn. Yeah, you just get a little humanicide in there. Works like a charm. We're moving to the last one. You guys got any last things on the? Okay. This one is great. This is fun to watch. I hope this doesn't get us in trouble with YouTube and Facebook, but I don't think it should. Civilian traffic enforcement agents are the future. Look how stunning and brave they are. So here on who did this? Oh, the Gateway Pundit. Oh, wrong one. The Gateway Pundit. Probably a job for the police. Driver easily gets away after violently assaulting 3 NYPD, quote, civilian traffic enforcement agents, unquote, that approached after a traffic accident. Before we got onto this, Colin, I wanted to ask you, have you seen these people? Because you've been back to New York recently, right?
Yeah.
Is this a widespread thing, or is this just like certain boroughs, or do you know much about it?
What is it? It's
a civilian traffic enforcement agents. So they are non-police that are stopping cars and assisting car accidents and stuff like that.
I feel like what it is you have NYPD who's like real badass, and then you get these other guys who are not so badass, and they'll fuck with those people. Like someone will be like, "Yo, you ain't gonna do shit. Like, bring it on." And then but if it was NYPD and you tried that, they'd just like fucking clip you right there. They'd just be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do shit. Okay, all right, I'm gonna shoot you now." So some of these guys that are kind of like these fugazis, like, oh, it's like a meter maid kind of person, Some of these people, and the thing is that I would say about this is it's like we're all just boots on ground, right? We're all just boots. We're all just boots in the trench. Like people think like with the cops and shit like that, like, oh, they're somehow like higher or like better, like living a better life than we are. Look at these motherfuckers. There's 3 of them who are trying to tell this guy, listen, your car's in the middle of the road, and this guy's gonna cut out and he's gonna fuck with them and like try to fuck someone up, and nothing's gonna happen because they know it's like a traffic cop. You know what I mean?
So this is the article, and this is Gateway Pundit, so it's going to have some right leading, but we'll try to get through it. A shocking new video surfaced online that shows the true effects of ridiculous leftist police reform policies that have replaced uniformed officers with civilian traffic enforcement agents in some of the most crime-ridden Democrat cities across the country. This perfect example that comes out of New York City, which when I first saw this, I was like, this has got to be somewhere else on the planet, right? This is not the U.S. Like, no, this is in the U.S. 3 civilian, quote, traffic enforcement agents, unquote, can be seen speaking with the driver who was recently involved in an accident. The driver may have been aware that these people, even though they were wearing uniforms that clearly displayed their affiliation with the NYPD, were not police and in effect had no real authority to do anything. Almost immediately, the driver and his passenger hop out of the vehicle and begin to beat up the 3 helpless agents. They fight off all 3 before hopping back in the car and driving away. The feeble traffic enforcement agents never stood a chance. And then they share some video. They said the assault was called into police and officers were able to locate the vehicle a short time while afterwards. 2 suspects were arrested and have charges pending against them. Their names were not released by the NYPD. Just a few weeks back, the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, instructed the NYPD to stop conducting traffic stops and instead leave the job to the newly hired civilian traffic agents. It goes without being said that customarily traffic stops would be left up to the highly trained police officers who are well equipped to handle a violent encounter such as this one. But thanks to the defund the police movement, civilian workers are replacing full-fledged officers for these types of calls in some of the largest cities in America. Fortunately, we've got the damn footage, and we're about to pull it up here. Let me unmute this so you guys can watch this. We'll read a comment first. Dwayne said, wannabe do-gooders, wannabe guardian angels, gentrification at its finest. Yeah, I agree. Like, Sean said, even the World War II German guys needed public assistance to carry out their desires. It's surprising there were a lot of volunteers. Interesting take, Sean. This is the video that was captured of this event. Let's check it out. Oh.
Motherfucker in pink just laying them out.
Like, my question is, like, is this dude trained?
He's in flip-flops.
Like, in flip-flops, kicking the shit out of 3 dudes in NYPD
He's wearing
uniforms.
sandals, and he gets out and he just starts beating fucking motherfuckers. This is
like he must be like at least trained in some type of martial art, right? Would be like my take on it, or no?
Prison?
Is this? That very well could be too.
I mean,
That's right.
this guy gets out and he just doesn't give a shit.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Where'd the chick come from?
That's a good point. Here, let's go back,
G-Dubs.
Do some research here.
I'm gonna get out wearing all pink. Okay, now I'm gonna bap. I'm gonna hit you.
Oh, okay.
And
So
he's gonna come out.
she climbs out from the passenger seat. G-Dubs. So she climbed across the car to get out through that door. Why? I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I think he was in the back.
He was.
Listen, you want to
No, she was.
confuse?
Oh, maybe she climbed up front.
Police officers. The more erratic you exit the vehicle, the more it's going to confuse them.
That's fair. Nick said raised in the Bronx. Yeah, that could be why his fight skills are so good. Dwayne said this video isn't clear. Are these people immigrants? Their posture ain't from New York. Did you notice that, Colin? Where you're like, oh, these people don't look like they're native New Yorkers.
Oh, he looked New York to me. He got out.
No, I mean the three officers.
Well, the second officer who tried to bop him in the back, I don't know what that move was. That was like a bop, kick my ass if you can. Like, that's why you need a gun, right?
So it's a boop, like just like
boop.
Like a late tap to the back of the head is gonna help him out.
Yeah, like that's gonna help.
Okay, let's check out the rest here.
He goes here, bap bap, punch him, bap, and get him, bap bap.
Oh yeah, now we got another guy in.
Hit him, bop him down. And he coming over here. He's gonna punch his ass. You got him down.
Oh, we're coming in for more.
Oh, now you're gonna kick his.
This might be my favorite part.
After he kicks all three of their asses. That is fucking unbelievable.
Oh my god, we gotta go back. It's just like kicking the car.
That's the Holland Tunnel to the right. That's like they're coming across.
I was gonna say, you know where this is in New York, Colin?
Yeah, that's Hudson side. That's the Empire State Building right there. That's like the Holland Tunnel.
Right in the
there? Yeah. And that's a Holland Tunnel that's coming across on like
right over here,
40th Street. No, just to the right. That's what that gate is.
Yeah, okay. Where it comes up here
down into the Holland Tunnel.
Okay. Yeah, so this is pretty downtown, right? This is. I don't know New York that well. I try not to spend much time there.
That's like right Midtown Manhattan.
But yeah, definitely my favorite part here is where they're all pissed off and defeated. They just decide that the most policely thing they can do is kick the car.
Like, it's bad enough the car has a donut.
And then he stops too. Like, y'all ain't kicking my car.
Like, hey, maybe if I damage this back damage this rear light enough, the cops will know which one to pull over when the real cops get here. Nick said bees, lots of bees. Sean said stand your ground at its best. Those were civilians trying to do the law's work. I agree, Sean. I think it's silly. Dwayne said exactly why you don't attack a 6'4" New York in a pink suit. You'd first try and talk. They had too much confidence to approach him. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they definitely walked up on him like they were being all cocky. That was how I felt right in the beginning. They were very much approaching him like, oh, this is...
Yeah, but this is why I love New York. This is why I always love New York. Because sometimes you just got to get out, punch a cop in the head, and then you turn around, punch another cop, kick a shit out of the fourth cop, and then get in your car and drive up. Just sometimes that is what is necessary.
Dwayne says no. One of them are not from New York. Spelled NU space YAWK. That makes me happy. I don't know why. New York. Yeah, that's that Jay-Z song, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, I think that's this might be a good case against the civilian police force. Like maybe that thing's not going to work out as well as we had intended.
What I would say is hire the dude in the pink jumpsuit to be part of the civilian police force. You'll see some results. He'd be like, did I tell you to get out of the car? I told you to get the fuck out of the vehicle.
Yeah, I was hoping there was going to be a bunch of good comments on it, but yeah, this video has like 350,000 views, couple thousand plus retweets, 246 quote tweets, and unfortunately, you have to join Twitter to see all that, so I will not be doing that. Dwayne said, ah, ha, 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 facts. Nick said, I'm so jacked up on Mountain Dew, Chet. I'm gonna whoop your ass, Chet. Great reference, man. I love our commenters. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. This is always fun.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to jump off here in just a moment. But before we go, I would just like to say October 30th, 10 days from tonight, we're going to be doing a special comedy show here at the Mill that is going to be called, get this, Science Fiction Double Feature, where we're going to have a stand-up comedy show followed by a special Rocky Horror Picture Show party afterwards. More details to come that we can't give you here on Facebook. But yeah, so October 30th, Saturday night. Come check it out. Hickory will be here.
Yes, I will. It'll be fun. I love the Halloween shows. I might be tired as shit because I'm going to see Guar the night before and working that day and then doing the show, but it's going to be awesome. I might be Hickory taking a nap backstage and Underwhelming, but I'll make sure to get enough beer in me to make the magic flow. Don't you guys worry. I will not disappoint. And if I do, it'll be funny. Nick said, call me Angry Elf one more time. But yeah, that's pretty much the end. Collen, thanks for joining us, sir. Please follow Collen at Collen D and at Woolen Mill Comedy Club for the latest updates on what's happening at the club. Yes.
Boys.
Cheers. Have a good evening, sir.
Bye.
I brought up all these overlays and I didn't even use one. Oh, there we can have an AOC each. I like that one. Oh, she looks so sad. I just want to. Can I?
Oh. She's looking at my nipple. She's looking at my nipple.
Oh, God, he's going to poke it. Watch out. Nick said, good show as always. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it, brother. Quar with a Q. Like quarantine. No, I have been watching Sleazy P. Martini's quarantine streams, though. I don't know. Anybody else knows who he is? He was the manager at Guar and absolutely been loving those. They're definitely worth checking out. I think he does Saturday nights at like 9 or 10 or something. And they're kind of my Saturday evening routine. It looks you are getting head. Oh, with the double AOC? Kind of. I mean, most girls cry when it happens anyways. So at least in my experience, I don't know.
What's the Bloodhound Gang song? Lap dance so much better when the stripper's crying.
I always forget about them. What a great band.
Yeah.
It's some magic. Anyways, Jibs, you got anything else before we get on out of here, sir?
My next show is the 30th of October at the Woolen Mill Comedy Club.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we will be back on the Drunken Under Quarantine show next week. It'll be the Halloween special featuring Katniss Everqueer of Green Mountain Cabaret, which is going to be awesome. I love that girl. Unfortunately, she's only the second or the first ever female to be on the show, but coming right after that, we'll have our second female to ever be on the show, artist Alyssa Kubitz, and that should be absolutely fun as well. She's a brilliant, beautiful, talented lady. It'll be interesting to see what she's got to say. And I don't know, she's funny. So that should be good. Sean said, I can only imagine it's because I look like a hickory stump. Is that where you got your name? No. fortunately or unfortunately, no, it's because my dick looks like the handle of a hammer, Sean. Like a hickory handle. It's very malformed.
Without the head.
Yeah, no hammer on it. It's just the handle, and it's got a weird No.
I've seen it. It's weird looking.
Fortunately, Hickory's my family name. It's a strong name. I enjoy it. A bunch of us went as the Bloodhound Gang in monkey suits. Oh, that's a great Halloween costume, Jason. Speaking of which, next week we'll be in costume for the Halloween show.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, G-Dubs has got to pull out the red hat, although he might be getting a blonde wig if he's going to do Fred Durst, because he might do updated Fred Durst, which would be awesome too. But that's all I got. Please follow GW at Foley Kills, at GW Foley on YouTube, and check out Foley Kills the podcast. New episode this week?
God, I hope so.
Okay. And
I've been out for the past 2 weeks, and I feel bad for it.
Understood. And I, unfortunately, am still at 499 subscribers. So please go over to YouTube, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. Follow me there if you're not already. Subscribe. I'd appreciate it because I really want that community ability to share community posts and shit. Make me happy. Anyways, I, of course, am Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. Thank you guys for joining us for the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, episode 25, featuring just us hosts, presented by the Woolen Comedy Club. Signing out for everybody, I, of course, am Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming, reminding you all, imploring you all to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, in these trying times, stay fucking sane. And when you're feeling down, just remember, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
And so I didn't get a chance to take my chance.